So not you. Okay, guys, I'm so glad you joined me today. So a couple things. I'm going to show you two projects today. So I might be slightly longer. I don't think I'll be too much longer. But I wanted to highlight the two products that I'm going to be using in my classes this month. The first one is the Meadow Harvest Sweet Collection, which is in the mini catalog. And the other is the Joyful Life stamp set, which is also in the mini catalog. So I have two classes, one for each, and they're quite different. So I'm going to put the information in the description when we're done, and I'll also talk you through it as we're working. But I also wanted to tell you that for anybody who places an order in, gosh, are we in September? Yes, September. You know how you normally get my PDF with the cards for my Sweet of the Month, which this month is the Harvest Meadow. You're still going to get that. But if you use my host code along with your order, you're also going to get a document, a PDF with 39 projects. It's a mega bundle. It's using all celebration stamp sets or products. And this is what kind of gives you an idea of all the cards. So it's fabulous. So you're going to get that free as a thank you this month too. So two gifts. All right. In the Border Buddy group, thanks, Nancy. That straightens it up. Good morning, Mern. I'll have to go over there later and get rid of that mess. But thanks for letting me know. Good morning, Jacqueline. Okay, let's get started, you guys. You don't want to hear me babbling. Okay, so let's go. Here we are over here. Here, Sunday. So that means it's Sunday sketches, right? I'm going to just bring my phone over. My iPad isn't working well today. Hi, Gay. Nice to see you on here today. Okay, so this is a sketch that we're going to use. It's pretty a pretty easy sketch to interpret, but it also has kind of room for doing your own thing, right? So the card base is your standard 5.5 by 8.5 folded in half. But one of the cards I'm going to do, I've actually cut it at 4 1/4 and folded it at 5.5, and you'll see why. But let's start with card number 1. So card number 1 is going to be using the Nature's Harvest and the Harvest dies. Now the Harvest dies and the Nature's Harvest stamp set, and I am going to be trying to look in two different places as I'm doing this. So here's some of the dies and here's some of the dies, okay? So they are part of the Meadow Harvest Sweet Collection, as is this beautiful ribbon, okay, as is the brushed metallic adhesive back dots. That's part of that collection. Lots of great products in it. Let me just move some of this for a sec. The fabulous time-worn type 3D embossing folder is also part of it. We've got the 2 sheets of 12 by 12 cork DSP. This literally looks like cork. In fact, it might even be like a cork mirror. I'm not 100% sure. It's beautiful. Lots of dimension and texture in it. And then we've got the designer series paper, which is 6 designs, double-sided. I've shown this quite a few times. Love that. So that's all part of the Sweet collection. Now in today's card, we're going to be summing these products, not all of them. So let me grab the ones that we actually need. I am going to need the brushed metallic adhesive back dots, and I'm going to need some of the pre-cut paper. So I've started with Misty Moonlight, which is a really beautiful blue. If you haven't used this a lot, you should look it up. It's a really beautiful blue. And I've also pre-cut some squares because if you remember our sketch, we've got 4 squares that are 1 7/8. Okay, so I've already pre-cut those. So I've gone ahead and chosen the Misty Moonlight ones, and then I also wanted to add some cork. I love this cork. It's just gorgeous. Okay, so that's going to line up kind of like that. But then I also wanted to use the dies. So let me grab the dies that I want to use. I'm going back to the wheat, which I love. And this time I'm going to grab this sort of, I don't know, meadowy flower. I guess it could be a cone flower, although not really. Not sure what kind of flower it is. Somebody out there will let me know. I'm going to use the Misty Meadow cardstock and crumb cake. And I'm just going to cut these out using the mini stamp cut and emboss machine. Okay, so let me grab that. Here we go. And let me just move it up so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so I've got my plate and my clear plate, and I've got my wheat crumb cake and my wheat, and then my plate's going on top, and then I'm just going to run that through. Bring it closer to me so I can get it lined up properly. Look, my little wheat moved. That would be good. You don't want your wheat moving there. All right. Hi, Noelle. Who else is watching me? Hi, Nancy. Who else came in? How do I like the cork paper, Kathy? I can't tell you how much I love the cork paper. I've used it over and over. I love it. I love everything about it. It's it adds texture. It's got, I don't even know how to describe it. It's sort of got, well, it's like cork. It looks exactly like a cork. Like cork. It might even be cork. I don't know, because I don't know how they would make it look like cork. Although cork is in such, it used to be at least in such limited supply that in the world that I'm not sure that they would make paper out of with cork. Because even, years ago, remember all the wine and everything always had a cork, right? And then all of a sudden it went to bottles that just were screw or, and people thought, oh, it's cheaper. It's a crummier wine or whatever. But a friend of ours owned a restaurant and he said, no, there's a shortage of cork. And I guess it's more sustainable for the environment not to actually use cork. Although I guess they use plastic, so I'm not sure. Okay, so here we go. Cut that one out. And remember, I always have to remember to put my dies back in because I have had some accidents, just saying. Not only have I had some accidents, it grabbed my little flower. So here's my wheat. Now this die is really delicate, you guys, so just be careful. I do like cutting it out of the cardstock because it's a little more substantial. I've cut it many times out of the cork. You just have to be a lot more careful with it. It gets a bit, it's just delicate, and the cork is a much thinner paper. Okay, so now what? Well, we better do a saying. So I got a piece of crumb cake here, and I wanted to use Misty Moonlight because it went with the colors. And I'm going to use thank you because I do send a lot of thank you cards. Remember, if you share my video today and then let me know in the comments that you've shared it, I'll put your name in a draw for a card. I've got some cards here that I've got names on that I have to get going on. Grab those. I'll show you that later. Okay, so now another one of the dies that I love is the little label dies. Okay, so one fits the longer words and one fits the short words. So I do like that so that I'm not having to cut it out. Or, well, I could use it, my paper trimmer to cut it out, but I like the fact that it has a more interesting look than just cutting it square. Okay. All right. So here's my bits. Let's put that aside. Okay. Grab all this and let's start building. So I'm going to grab my glue that I love. I've got my, that would be nice too, actually, that color. I'm wondering now if I should use the yellow. Let's see. Did this. I was going to use the blue, but maybe we need something a little brighter. Brighter might be good. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to use the yellow. Whew. Blue's nice too. I'll show you my card that I made earlier and you'll see the difference and you can tell me which one you like better. Oh, thanks for sharing, Nancy. Okay. So, whenever you have cards like this, it's lining up. But you know what? If you kind of get it in the right, nobody's going to measure it. Well, hopefully not. If they measured mine, I'd be hooped. Because I don't see as well. And especially when I'm sitting back about, I don't know, 8 inches. Like normally you'd be over your card, right? You'd see what you were doing. Okay. Then I want to add my wheat. Now, of course, I like my white glue. You should use whatever you like. You can put your silicone mat down and you could use this seal, the stamp and seal, because it would the stuff you don't need would just be stuck to the silicone and you can just rub it off with your finger. Real simple to do that. I just prefer my white glue. Okay. This is quite a long piece, and that's okay. I don't mind if it goes below because it draws your eye down, and that's part of what art is to draw your eye down, right? Now I could glue this on. If I want to do that, I want to pop it up. So I'm going to use a combination of my little guys, I think, and the big guys. So I'm not sure if this is too big to go on the back of this flower. Let's see. Oop. So I was only going to do this card today, but my sister asked me for some ideas for that joyful life. And since it's the class set for the projects I do with my friend Annie Kay, and we're using it as our creative escape cards, I thought, I'll do one with that too, using the same sketch. So it's going to be very different looking cards. Okay, oops. See if there's any more questions, you guys. Yes, Nancy is saying that someone cut out tree trunks from the cork for their trees, and that would be beautiful because it would be perfect. Oh, and Sandy says the cork is renewable and recyclable. Properly harvested doesn't harm. Excellent. Yeah, I would say that it's better to have that. I guess this was so long ago, Sandy, like I'm talking 30 years ago. I think it was more about a shortage at the time. That's what I think it was, because I recall him saying there's just not a lot of it. Good morning, Janet. It does look like Canadian thistle. And you know what? Sarah's saying that this kind of looks like Canadian thistle. I actually thought it looks like thistle. You're right. Good morning, Marjorie. Who else did I miss? Good morning, Trisha and Elaine and Sharon. Oh, cork from Portugal, Ellie says, reminds her. Yeah, the cork is beautiful. Hi, Sharon. And yes, I have used the adhesive sheets, Jennifer, to cut it out. You still have to be a little bit careful because it is such a delicate, the wheat. So I find it a little challenging sometimes, which is why I just put a little bit of glue on it. It seems to work. All right. Next up, we've got our thank you. So let's stick that on. Now, the original sketch shows, put there, I think. Yeah, maybe I'll put it there. The original sketch, you can see that the sentiment could go here. Like, so if this was a white piece of cardstock, you'd have your sentiment stamped here. I didn't want to do that. Okay. And then next, I want to add some linen thread. My linen thread looks like my dental floss. Holy cow. You know when a dental floss gets, you lose it. Hi, Deborah. Welcome. Some newbies here. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming. Okay, so now I know I forget to, Jennifer's saying she forgets to use her adhesive. Guess where mine is? On my desk, you're absolutely right. If you put stuff away, you tend not to use it, right? Do you guys know what we're talking about? We're here babbling on about adhesive sheets. Adhesive sheets are a double-backed, let's stick that on. So I did a double bow. Could you see that? Let me grab it. So we sell them in a 6x12. So this is from a prior pack where we used to get them from Sizzix, but now we don't, but it's the same concept. So this is very thin and there's glue on both sides. So you peel off one side and put your piece of cardstock or designer series paper or whatever you're doing. And then you put your die on just like normal, run it through, and then you peel the back off. And the glue, which is very fine glue, is on the back. And then your entire piece is covered. So we sell those and they last forever. I've had mine forever. Okay. Anybody else? No comments. All right. So lastly, we want to add some of our brushed metallic adhesive dots. And I'm just going to add those. And I will show you the one that card that I made earlier that has, I use the other side of the DSP. Whoop, and you can tell me what you think. I've got a gob there of blue. I'll get that off later. Okay, and then, so I've used all 3 colors just to finish that off. Thanks, Sandy. So that was my first card. Okay, now this is the one that I used, like I made up so that I could show you. So this one's with the blue and this one's with the yellow. And I have decided that I like the yellow. What do you guys think? Yellow or blue? Yellow or blue? You tell me while I clean up. Good morning, Leanne. How are you? Yellow or blue, you guys? So I'm just cleaning up while you're making your little vote here. Okay. And give myself some space. Blue. So Leanne's a blue. Nancy's both. Mern is yellow. Ellie is yellow. Both, Nancy. You guys are hedging your bets. Mo is yellow. Yeah, I'm kind of liking yellow too. I think it just pops a little bit. Yeah, Marjorie just said that. Pops a little bit. Anyway, so that's card number 1. So my border buddy, Patsy Wagner in the United States. So if you live in the United States, you can get this offer through her. We run a class every month, and this month it uses the Harvest Meadow. In Canada, it's $22. In the US, it's $20 US. We also sell just the PDF. So I'll talk about Canada because that's where I'm selling. I'm selling to Canadians. So the class includes 4 cards, all pre-cut materials, plus a PDF to show you how to make your cards. That's $22 mailed to you, includes mailing. If you just want the PDF, it's $12 Canadian. Okay, so let me move along to our next card. And before I do that, I'm just going to go back over here and welcome anybody who just came. Hi, you guys. I am Allison Sullivan at Stamp Crazy with Allison, and I'm a demonstrator in New Westminster, British Columbia, Canada, which is 15 minutes from Vancouver. So sometimes I just say Vancouver because it's easier. People will know where Vancouver is. Okay. So welcome. Hi, Josephine. Oh, you like the blue? Okay. And Sandy likes the blue, but it's close. It is close. Jacqueline likes the yellow. Okay. So we're going to move on to a totally different stamp set. Okay. You ready? Let's go. Let's bring in a piece of grid paper. This time, because my sister asked, I'm going to use the Joyful Life stamp set. And because Mo asked me, my sister Mo, I'm going to send her this card because she's inspired me. All right, so here's the Joyful Life. Oh my gosh, how cute is this? Okay, we've got, can you see it? Or it's shining. Yeah, we got the bear on the bike with a bunny in the basket. We've got the hedgehog. Hedgehogs are very, they have been popular for so long and they're still popular. Pigs. I have customers that buy every stamp set that I've sold with pigs. He just loves pigs. And I got to say, this is a darn cute pig. Then we've got sort of fall leaves and these little X's, which is sort of like the little coat of the hedgehog. Friends like you make a life joy, a little something for a great person, season's greetings, and for you. So this stamp set is the focus of my class that I'm doing with my friend Ange in September. Okay, everybody following? I do 2 a month, one with my friend Patsy in the US and one with my friend in Canada, Ange McKay. Okay, so I'm going to just grab all the stuff I'm going to need because, of course, I had it set aside. And let's start by, sorry, bear with me here while I grab everything. I have a very small work area. Okay, so what is a class? Okay, so our class is a bit different. We actually include a goodie bag, which has some products that we've coordinated to go with the class. So the Joyful Life class comes with half a pack of the Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper. I've cut this to 12 by 6 because I wanted to get it in the frame, okay, for recording. But you're going to actually get a full sheet of each cut in half. So it'll be stacked. You'll get 12 sheets, okay? So that's one side, and then that's the other side. So hopefully that makes sense how I explain that. Isn't that pretty? Love that. We picked the Real Red sheer ribbon because it goes beautifully with all the colors in the DSP. And lastly, you get a full package of the Wonderful Gems, which also has the red and the clear. Okay, so this together, it's a little goodie bag, along with instructions for 4 cards using the stamp set, is yours for $40 Canadian. We also sell it as a PDF to non-Canadians. I'd have to look up the price. I think it's $13. I'd have to look it up. Then we also invite you to a class. So we get together, and it's going to be October 16th, I believe, where we get together for, I don't know, an hour and a half or so, and Ange and I make the cards and show you how to put them together. So it's lots of fun. Okay. Now, I do have a bundle where if you buy the bundle, you get the guts, the card guts, the PDF, and the free class for free. But I'll put that all in the description because it's too much to remember. Okay, so let's start making cards. That's what you're here for. All right. So this was the card that I made the other day. Did you guys see this on my Facebook Live? I think it was Thursday. Yeah, I did it Thursday. Isn't he cute? Gosh, I love the pig. And it's using all the products. So the stamps, the DSP, the ribbon, and the Wonderful Gems. Okay. So today, reminder, where is our sketch? Here's our sketch. So we have got same sketch. We're going to just do it up a little bit differently. Let me grab my bits. I'm going to start with Real Red. This time I have actually cut my, hi Cheryl, I've cut my cardstock at 4 1/4, and I've scored it at 5 1/2, and I folded it. So this would be called a hot dog cut. Does that make sense? I'll tell you why. This is a hamburger when it's folded like this, and this is a hot dog bun. Hamburger bun, hot dog bun. Okay. Sandy says she likes pigs too and frogs. Sandy, I have a whole bunch of frog statues, like statues. They're not statues. Things in my garden between my flowers. I'm a frog person too. I like frogs. Frogs and pigs. I have a pig out there too, actually. Okay, I do digress. We like pigs. Real Red, hot dog. Okay, then I've gone ahead and pre-cut some squares just like I did before. So I've just got a basic white one. I've got this pattern. I've got this pattern. And then I took Old Olive, and I didn't want it to just be plain. So I ran it through the Tasteful Textures 3D embossing folder just to give it some texture. Okay. And I did that off camera just because you know how to run it through. Okay. The turtles are still there, Josephine. Josie, you can still get the turtles. They're in the annual mail catalog. At least I'm pretty sure they're mail catalog. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm laughing, you guys, because I made this card this morning and now, oh, here it is. I think I better see what it looks like. Sorry, remind myself. Okay, so here's my old olive, and then I like the stripes, and I like stripes going this way. My mother used to always say, don't buy a shirt with the stripes going this way, which I have on today, because it makes you look wider. Did anybody else's mother tell them that? Okay. Oh, you can't order it? You know what, Josie, I'll tell you why. I believe the punch is on back order right now, and as soon as that comes off a back order, you'll be able to order it again. It'll come back. And the reason, you guys, if you go to order something and you find it's not available, it really isn't Stampin' Up's fault. I hate to say it, we're all sick of it, but it's COVID. COVID has made imports into ports in America and Canada slower. Manufacturing is a bit slower because, there are COVID restrictions in plants and so on. So Stampin' Up and I appreciate your patience when something goes on back order and know that they are doing their best to get it back. So keep trying there, Josie. Look, you can, because you're a demonstrator, you can check online and you can see the date it might be expected to be in. I can't do that right now. Well, I'm on a live. I can do some things multitasking, but not that. Okay, now I've gone ahead and stuck this down, which could be a dangerous thing because I usually stamp it. And if I make a mistake, then I've always got the other side. Oh well, we're going to have to go for it. I've got Season's Greetings, and let's just hope that looks good. Now, I find, I don't know about you guys, but do you guys find like with real red, it can smudge because it's such a, mine's juicy. So I do not touch this. So I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to put that out of my way. I've got another little piece of paper here, and I have my pig, and I want to use my Memento ink because I'm going to be using my Stamp and Blends. Gosh, Allison, find the words. Stamp and Blends. So let's just stamp my little pig here, my little bright pig, smart little pig, studious pig. Yeah, Josie, yeah. So just stamp it and set it aside. She says her smudges too. I hear ya. All right, I'm just going to start coloring. Now, this is quite a small little image. So, there's not a lot of opportunity to blend unless you're going to color the whole pig. And I don't want to do that. I just want to add some color and just so it's just not black and white, right? I could have even stamped this in a light gray just to make him a little bit lighter, but actually for this purpose, black is pretty good. I've got the light real red. I'm going to use the bullet. He's got his little coffee cup that he wants to share with a friend. And I've got light smoky slate. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take the light smoky slate and I'm going to just put it along the edges of his ear. Okay, so the top edges. That's all I've done with the gray. I haven't colored in his whole ears. Okay, hopefully you can see that. I think the light's a bit bad. I can see that. Okay, and then I want to go ahead and I can lower this actually. See if that helps a little. And now let's see, my light is way off. Trying to fix it for you guys a bit. Bear with me. Live technology. There we go. Okay, and now I want to add a little bit of gray just here and then along his little cheeks. So just the edges and then along this side. So it's almost like a little shadow. Okay, and then again along here, part of his body. And I'm going to just put a little bit along the bottom. I'm not going to go over onto this side. Okay, just a little bit. Oh, his feet. I have to do his hoofs. So I'm just going to do either side of his hoof. So I've left some white. I've left quite a bit of white, actually, right? Next, we've got his glasses. And I'm going to use Pool Party. And I'm just going to color that in. Okay. All right. Okay. Then I got his snout. I'm going to add some light petal pink. Here's a little snout. And I'm going to grab light flirty flamingo. And I just want to add a little bit to the edge of his nose here. I'm going to add a little bit like that. And then I'll take my light petal pink. I'm just going to blend that. So I did have an opportunity to do a little blending here. Okay. And oh yeah, I wanted to add a little bit of pink to his ear, inside of his ear. I'm just gonna, this is back to the flirty flamingo. Just gonna add it there. So see, I've done very little coloring. My sister was saying, gosh, you know, I love that stamp set. I don't know if I want to do all that coloring. So Mo, can you see that you don't have to do a lot? You can just do a little if you don't want to. Now I'm gonna cut this out because there is no die for this, and that's okay. He's pretty easy to cut. What you want to do is, Leanne, if she's still here, my friend Leanne taught me this years and years ago. Do not move your scissors, move the paper. She is the master of fussy cutting. And you don't want to cut right against the line because it'll look jagged. But if you leave, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch, I think that's what she always told me. Just leave a little border. And sometimes when I'm doing this by myself, you guys, when no one's watching me, I do it right. But when I'm trying to talk and do it, I tend to forget the rule. Move my scissors. So I'm moving my paper, not my scissors. And if I can do this, you guys, with not perfect vision in one eye, I figure anyone can. Of course, the advantage to that is that when you do cut it, you can't really, it looks pretty good to you because you've only got one kind of good eye and one sort of goofy one. Okay. So you see, just keep moving your paper, not your scissors. If you come along a place that's straight, well, then obviously you want to go straight with your scissors. I'm going to actually move this so I grab that part of his tail that's curled so that it's not just sharp. Okay, what do we think? Looks pretty good. He's so cute. I know, Mo. This is your card. It's coming. Okay. Bringing back my card, and then I've got my little guy, and then I want to put some, I think I want to put some ribbon around it first. Yeah. So let's grab the Real Red Sheer ribbon, which is part of the class that I'm offering. And the reason I cut my cardstock like this was so that I could wrap this around easily. Okay. So I'm going to give myself enough because I want to put my bow over here, sort of above my season greetings. Okay, like that. Oop. First of all, give yourself enough. You know, I never cut my ribbon. I always leave it on the spool, and this is why. Because if I had cut that, my ribbon would have been too short, and I'll put in the pile, I call it my ribbon soup, for another project. No, it's still not long enough. Gosh, I'm being really skimpy here. Okay, there we go. Any other comments? We're still good? No, I think you guys are good. Cute piggy. He is a very cute piggy, man. I don't know what it is about a pig when they're in like black and color. I don't know, just love them. Remember that set a couple years ago? I can't remember what it was called, but it was pigs. It was adorable. All of the pigs were adorable in that one. They were dirty pigs, and it's adorable. Okay, so this is what I want to do. I want to do a fairly substantial bow. Okay, and we're just going to cut that off. And go. All right, so there we go. And then I've got my pig that I colored earlier, and I want to pop her or him up. Looks like a very studious and smart pig, so I'm going to say it's a her. Okay, I got my dimensionals on there. And actually, you know what? Normally I would only put one on. I'm going to put two. I'm going to do a double layer. I like her to be a little bit more dimensionalized. Okay. Is that a word? Dimensionalized? Oh, don't know. Okay. And I'm not going to put them up here, which is where you would think I would put her. I'm not doing that. I'm putting her here. And I want this to sort of not be in the way. I want her to be above that. Okay. Now I want to add some Wink of Stella because, well, why wouldn't I? Right? Wink of Stella makes the world go round. Makes everything in the world better. I'm going to make a little shiny nose for her because she's got such a cute little nose. And a little cute little ear. And I think her little scarf could use a little bling. Why not? It's Christmas. Okay. And then let's add, if I can find them, let's add some. Oh my gosh, where'd they go? I wanted to add some of my gems. Here we are. Here we go. Wonderful gems. Because, you know, bling adds things, I think. Right? And if you all, I know you all have a take your pick tool. My gosh. Who could get by without a take your pick tool? Not me. It's got this putty on the end. If you have never seen one, it's got this putty. And you just turn this and it squeezes out and you can grab all the embellishments and stick them on. Okay. Well, that is card number 2. This was card number 1. And both of them, move all of the stuff out of the way so you can see. Can you see them? Yeah, there we go. Both of them use the exact same sketch. See that? Same sketch, just a different interpretation. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. Let me come back and say goodbye. We're a little bit longer today, although I didn't start on time because I kind of messed up. Okay. Well, I'm glad you liked the cards, you guys. Thanks so much. I really appreciate you joining me, especially on a Sunday morning. Appreciate it. If you're in Vancouver, you don't mind joining me because it's miserable outside. It's a good day to stay in and stamp. So try the sketch, make your own card. I would love for you to share it here on our page with everybody. And if you feel comfortable doing that, please do. So thank you so much, you guys. Have a wonderful day and happy stamping.